What's up, everybody? Welcome to the G1 Billiards Academy here, and today we are going to be doing a 3-in-1 video. We're going to be doing your wake-up drill, and we're going to be doing your drill before bedtime, and we're going to be doing the G1 Q-tip of the day. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the wake-up drill. So as you can see, I have 5 balls that are laid out here, and when we want to wake up in the morning, we want to get our minds turning a little bit. So your mission here, as you can see, they're lined up in numerical order. I got the 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And our job here is to try to make them in numerical order. So we're going to follow a pattern here of shooting each ball into the corner pocket. Now, as far as the English goes, it doesn't really matter how you get there as long as you get there. That's going to be the point here. Now, stronger players, if you feel like this is too easy for you, I want you to just try to maybe give yourself a little bit of angle here, and you're going to be working on every single time pocket a ball, send the cue ball to the rail, and try to get down table to where you can do the same thing over and over and over again. So by the time you get to the 8 ball, you could be straight in, you could be off a little angle, but regardless, it won't matter. So, but the actual point of the drill here is to just pocket all 5 balls in a row. So let's see here if we can complete this little pattern drill here. Alright, so I got lucky. I was able to do it the hard way here. I'll hit those balls pretty good overall. Alright, so now, if you're in the morning and you're watching this, go to your pool table, execute the wake-up drill, pause the video, or stop the video, and then if you want to do the drill before bedtime, come back to this video and then watch the drill before bedtime. So now, for those of you that are going to do this drill secondly, sit tight because I'm going to set up the balls again and we're going to tell you what your drill before bedtime actually is. So your drill before bedtime, I'm going to set up the balls the exact same way that I had them just a second ago. Now, the first one, you had the rules that you had to shoot them all in order. Okay, now, the drill before bedtime is supposed to be a little more relaxing, right? So your mission now is that you have ball in hand and you can start with any ball that you want. So the whole point here is to still shoot all 5 of these balls into the corner pocket. So just gonna try to run through this really quick. So I'm just going to start with the 8, and I'm just going to kind of see if I can make all these balls in a row. And then however it works is however it works. Yeah, we'll come straight back here. Okay, and then we'll try to hit this ball fairly soft. Again, same deal. If we hit a ball, we lose. Okay, so we would have to reset that up again. Okay, so that's the drill before bedtime. You can pick them in any order. Okay, and then once you're done, you're done. Now, if you haven't done these drills yet, now I want you to pause the video because we're going to be talking about the G1 Q-tip of the day after the drill before bedtime. So if you haven't done them yet, do them now, pause the video, I'll be waiting for you when you get back. So I'm going to set up these balls again, and then we're going to start talking about the G1 Q-tip of the day. Okay, so now let's talk about the G1 Q-tip of the day. Hopefully you have practiced both drills, and now you're here to listen as to why I showed you both those drills and what the G1 Q-tip of the day is going to be. So the first drill that you did had to do with shooting all balls in a row. The second drill that you did is you had ball in hand. You get to put the ball wherever you want, and you still want to make all 5 balls in the same pocket, but you get to choose the path. And one of them is much more harder than the other. I guess I should speak clearly here. It is significantly harder. We got to use proper English, right? So now, let's talk about pattern play versus connection play in your G1 Q-tip of the day. You see, folks, there's a reason why the second drill, the drill before bedtime, was easier than the first one. And that's because you didn't have to control the cue ball near as much in order to play that particular drill as you did the first time. So I want you to go back and I want you to think of the strongest 8-ball player you know. Okay? And then I want you to think, man, how well do they move the cue ball? Are they someone that when you sit down and watch them, they make it look easy? And now there's a reason why they make it look easy. Because strong players, see, we're not playing specific patterns. We're playing what's called connections. So now let's talk about connections here. So if I start with ball in hand, okay, and let's say that I choose to play the 8-ball here. If you notice in the drill before bedtime, I chose to run the cue ball forward and back. And that's actually because when the cue ball runs forward and back, I'm connecting with the 1 ball. Okay, it's not a pattern, it's a connection. I'm choosing the 8 to the 1, and that's because if I screw up, I have 3 balls that I'm probably going to get shape on between the 8 and the 1. If I shoot this ball too soft, I'm going to try to shoot it too soft and not hit one of those balls here. Okay, see, I can't shoot it too soft, so look what happened here. See, I wound up with my actual shape on the 1. But in the process here, look, I passed my 6, I passed my 4, and I passed my 2. So if I hit that ball too soft, there's a pretty good chance that I'm going to be leaving for one of these balls on my way to the ball that I want to leave for. See, strong 8-ball players, they do this way more often than they even believe. So that's why with ball in hand here, if I shoot this 8-ball first and I run forward, if I hit the rail and I start to come back, I'm not just leaving myself for 1 ball. I'm not just going from the 8 to the 1 like pattern. I'm using a connection. So I shoot the 8-ball and I'm connecting to the 1. I come through the 6, the 4, and the 2 on the way to the 1. And then if, in this case, if I hit this ball too hard, I revisit the 1, and then I'm revisiting the 2, the 4, and the 6. See, when we use pattern play, we're focused on 1 ball at a time. But when we use connection play, I have actually left myself 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I hit the rail and I come back. Now there's 5, 6, 7, 8 shots. So it's easier for me to let the cue ball go because I don't have to think as much when I'm selecting my outs playing a game of 8-ball. So if I just come through here and I hit this ball with high, wherever it goes, I don't care because I'm gonna have a shot. Okay, so now when I keep thinking like that, it's like, okay, well, what ball here right now will leave me for the most shots in the drill? So there's 2 balls. If I shoot the 6 and I connect with the 2, I can come off this rail and come back here, and then I can see the 4, the 2, and the 1, depending on where I'm going. Okay, now if I just shoot the 4 ball and I just try to draw back here, okay, I even have 2 potential balls. If I draw back far enough, I could play the 6. Okay, if I don't draw back far enough, I can have the 2 ball. See, but now since I'm focusing on this 1 ball, the chances of me getting shape on the ball I want, man, that's going to be really hard. So why not just play shape for multiple balls at a time? So now let's really think here. Let's try to explain this and get out of this. So the 6 ball I could come out through here, but I could also shoot the 2 ball and kind of do the exact same thing I just did with the 8. Go forward to where I'm going to cross the 1, and then as I come back, I could have the 1, the 4, or the 6. Doesn't really matter at that point. But we'll shoot the 6 ball just to give you an idea here. We got to buckle down because it's a little tougher shot. and we got to put a touch of spin on it. But now I'm going to shoot this with left hand spin. Okay, so now as it comes back, you see the cue ball here actually gives me all 3 balls. Okay, so I'm going to choose that shot because now it gives me more opportunity to shoot other balls. So now when I come through here, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to connect with the 4 to the 1. So the 4 to the 1 is going to kind of take me this way. So I'm going to hit it a little harder. So as I come through here, you know what, if I don't get the 1, that's okay because I got the 2 ball right there. So let's make a nice shot on the 4 and move the cue ball. Okay, so now that I'm coming off the rail, it's like, okay, well, I could play the 1, but I don't have to play the 1 here. I can play the 2. Now that we're getting towards the end here, there's obviously got to be a pattern, right? There's no other balls on the table. Boom, boom. Okay, or boom, boom, whichever way you prefer it. But I don't mind this draw shot here, just to draw the ball back a little bit. Okay, now I've got something like this, and there's really nothing that you really have to worry about. Now, there's a lot here, and this video is going to take a little while here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video right where we're at. Now, if you have questions, I'd like for you to look for part 2 of this video. Part 2, I'm going to spend some time and I'm going to run through like an 8-ball rack just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to use connections in that video because some of you right now are probably like, holy crap, what is he talking about? And that's because for years your mind has been trained to play 8-ball in the way of a pattern. Well, I'm here to try to change that because once you can build connections into your pool game, the patterns of playing a pattern type of game, man, they get way easier. And then you'll start to see your 8-ball game jump because you're not being so specific with the cue ball. You're able to let the cue ball run a little more. So for now, I appreciate all of you watching this video, and if you want to catch part 2 will be out pretty shortly. So appreciate everybody watching, and if you like what you see, please make sure that you share this and you go to my YouTube channel and you subscribe. Thank you.